Yeah, so we are live on LinkedIn, and I'm Arshi Yasin from Bridge. We have Rishikesh Joshi, founder Sports for All. Hi, Rishikesh.
Hi, Arshi. How are you?
Hi, I'm great, and as I said before this, starting this session, that I'm pretty pumped up to talk to you today. Reason being the Union Budget 2023, and आज से 10 साल पहले जब ऐसे स्पोर्ट्स में एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप करने आओ तो we always used to listen, चलेगा नहीं चलेगा, what's the future, etc. What you're trying to do, better do
Yes.
something else to make money and all those things. And now here we are, two sports entrepreneurs talking to each other on this important day when Honorable Finance Minister presented our union budget. And we all are reading that how इस साल का जो बजट है स्पोर्ट्स का वो इंडियन हिस्ट्री में सबसे ज्यादा है. So
Yes.
what do you have to say on that, Rishi?
I think it is a testament of the belief and conviction that everybody has in the vehicle of sport. It is now a globally proven fact that the development that happens to the fabric of society through this vehicle of sport is unparalleled. It's as important as education is within any country, within the youth of any country, and also we have seen that when countries are represented on the global platform through their athletes, the amount of joy, happiness, and also the pride that the people of its nation enjoy, when they see that happening. I mean, recently when we saw Sania Mirza also standing on that stage a few days ago, we all, our hearts pumped with joy, right? And needless to say, every time any Indian athlete at the global stage does that, it keeps the people of its nation very harmonious, very happy, and it spells success, that the nation is actually progressing and doing well. And I mean, there's no surprise to anybody that India is probably one of the fastest growing nations across the world today. So I think that's a straight up reflection of that. And I think the budget also has, each year over the last 5 years and 6 years has increased.
Yeah,
With the big message that comes out of that for me is that nobody has questioned it. Firstly, that's why it has increased every year. Secondly, it has been spent well. That is another reason why it has increased every year. The third thing is that the results of that across multiple sections of our sporting ecosystem have actually been seen, right? So I think
correct.
that's really the biggest encouragement, to put it. And I don't think, and the amount of effort that our central government is taking behind it. It's not just about the money. Money is like the most important part of it, but the amount of effort, time, energy that the entire ecosystem is putting behind it, right,
Yeah,
is
yeah.
is as important as the money. So I think both of them are happening, and that's why we see the budget the way it is today, is how I look at it.
Totally, and I agree with you. And we are seeing results. And at the same time, it's easy to say that okay, change is not happening as fast as it should. But at the same time, we have to understand that any change takes time. And recently, we saw India's performance in the Hockey World Cup, and various critical comments were coming in. But at the same time, I think we have to keep encouraging. Situations will always be like this, right? And as you rightly said, that money is a critical part, but money alone will not solve all the problems. So
Absolutely.
endeavors and efforts from our end, from in fact from all the verticals of work, right? Be it an organization like Sports for All, corporate, grassroots development, obviously SAI is there, Sports Ministry, and even an organization like Bridge who focuses on the storytelling and the media aspect of it. That is extremely critical.
Yeah,
So
I think
Rishi,
that's
to take the
sorry,
yeah,
that's the beauty of our industry, right? That every person is doing his or her little bit for the entire puzzle to kind of come together, right? I think every coach in a school, every coach in an academy, every administrator, every association official, every athlete, every equipment supplier, every content handle like yours, everything seamlessly needs to come together, and truly teamwork across this industry, is something that, other sports industry can learn from the ethos of sport only. So, teamwork is super important. And I think we as an industry across different verticals and sections of this industry, we look at ourselves as one team. We can change the story of India much faster, is how I look at it. Thank you. Sorry.
Totally, I agree. And in fact, to produce a champion, वो कहते हैं ना, it takes a village to produce a champion, right? So it's not just the athlete. Directly, indirectly, इतने लोगों का effort जाता है just to make sure that Neeraj Chopra is there on the podium, and then we all are cheering from India here, right? So definitely that gives immense joy. So also for the audience, I would like to mention here a few points which will primarily involve around the sports budget allocation of this year. Khelo India gets 1,045 crore. Sports Authority of India 785.52 crore. National Sports Federations 325 crore. National Service Scheme gets 325 crore. And lastly, National Sports Development Fund gets
15
15
crores.
crore. That's a good number, and it's as I said, as an entrepreneur in me, I feel it's very motivating for all of us to put in the collective effort to take this ecosystem forward, and it's a responsibility on all of us, right?
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. I second that completely.
Yeah. So, Rishi, we all have seen, and this word, I think in the last 5 or 6 years, we are hearing this word a lot more, which is grassroots development, right? And I don't think probably 10 years पहले शायद ये particular word use होता था, but अब काफी use होता है.
Correct.
So, and it is used in all aspect, and at times it is also used in lighter context, which should not be the case, because grassroots development is one of the most important foundation where a country can see itself flourish in
Yes,
sports, right? So
yes,
talking about grassroots, we have Khelo India, and how can we not talk about Khelo India अगर हम grassroots की बात कर रहे हैं? So we have Khelo India Youth Games अभी स्टार्ट होने वाला है, एंड योर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन स्पोर्ट्स फॉर ऑल, so it will be powered by sports for all. So help our audience understand ki what made you take this decision of injecting this fund, this amount of 12.5 cr into Khelo India Youth Games, and apart from the fund, how it will be utilized and what is your vision? How do you see this bringing in a tangible change in the grassroots development?
right. See, we are a multi-sports competitions expert company, right? Which is focusing on the school levels. To organize school sport across disciplines of sport is where we predominantly built our expertise. So, and I mean, if you see my logo also, I mean, we also were sponsored the Indian team, the Olympic team to Tokyo 2020, the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham,
Yeah.
and the Asian Games that will come again in September, October is also something that we are partners of. So we are very clear that, we are a multi-sports competitions company. What we are trying to do is, focus on the school levels. I mean, to try and create a seamless unifying school sports platform across the country. And the school levels is, even before the district or the state levels, the first experiences that an athlete has, he starts at the school level. And
Right.
that is where our entire IP, the SFA championships, is focused on, right? Khelo India, or maybe the national games, or say the Olympics, Asian Games, Commonwealth Games, all of them are multi-sporting platforms.
Right.
We have seen them very, very closely. We know the benefits and the impact that multi sports platforms can have on the fabric of any nation in terms of sport. And for us, it is about creating that aspiration for all the young school children, right? Whose parents, whose teachers, their coaches don't know how to take their next steps in sport. How is it that they can, participate at a district level? How is it they can reach up to the state and national? And how is it that they can go on to Khelo India and all of that, right? So, and it's become very, very popular. Khelo India as a brand, as a program started by our Honorable Prime Minister, has become very popular, right? We work across, I mean, right now we are present in we've done operations in almost about 12 states of India already, but our own IP is present in 4 states of India. And we know the uh, virality that the word Khelo India has now created, right? And we work very closely with some of the Khelo India games as well. So that's how we know exactly the amount of effort, the amount of pain, the amount of hardships that it takes to put multi-sporting platforms together at any level. We have
Correct.
now also seen that every state has started its own mini Khelos, right? The
Yeah.
Khelo Maharashtra happened, the Khelo Haryana happened, and us as SFA, we are going to go to every across the length and breadth of the country to be able to set up SFA championships across all the same and probably a little more disciplines of sport between the age of 5 to the age of 70. See, our goal is to try and become that feeder platform going forward to the district, state, national as well. So that's where we are trying to create our entire aspiration. And the amount of pain, right? I mean, today we know how hard it is to run a business at grassroots level sport at this scale, right? I mean, today up to now we have more than 3 lakh children have played on our platform across these 4 cities, across 12 SFA championships. This year we are going to go to 10 cities of India. That is almost 9 different states of India, and going to get over 3 lakh children just to play on our platform, right? So we know the amount of effort, pain uh, it takes. It's not a business, it's like more of a movement, right? It's a movement
Correct.
we have started
Absolutely.
to say that
Yeah.
can we bring this radical transformation? Can school sport in India be played better than anywhere else in the world? I think we can do it, and that's really what our entire intent is, right? In
Yeah.
fact, a platform like SFA, if you look at it in its detail, is not available anywhere else in the world to any other schools or children, to that extent. So I think we should be very proud that something like this will come out of India. I think over the next 2 to 3 years, you will see the rewards that something like this will be able to reap.
I'm
To
just envious at the moment because I wish जब मैं स्कूल में थी तब ऐसे वे होता तो आज शायद ब्रिज नहीं होता और मैं एथलीट होती राइट
मैं भी नेशनल लेवल एथलीट था, राइट? एंड मैं मेरे को कोई स्पोर्ट्स कोई आइडिया नहीं आया है या एसएफए को एक आइडिया नहीं था। आई थिंक मेरे 30 इयर्स इन स्पोर्ट्स जो मैंने एज एन एथलीट किया है, फिर एज एन एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर एक्सपीरियंस किया है, तब जाके मैं समझा हूँ कि ये गैप मैं फिल कैसे कर सकता हूँ,
या
राइट? सो इट्स नॉट लाइक ओके ये आइडिया है चलो कर देते हैं हो जाएगा, नहीं होएगा। थोड़ा
नहीं और नॉट जस्ट दैट एक्चुअली आप जो कर रहे हो वो आप क्यों कर रहे हो वो आपके खुद के जर्नी से इंस्पायर्ड है राइट सो इट इज नॉट समथिंग कि हाँ बस एक दुकान खोल लिया इट इज इट इज अ लॉट मोर देन दैट एंड एज यू राइटली सेड इट्स अ मूवमेंट
करेक्ट। दुकान खोलना होता तो कभी ये नहीं खोलते, राइट? इट्स एज आई एम श्योर इट्स अ वेल नोन फैक्ट that you can't do this if you don't have that vision, that passion, the determination, the grit. And then when
करेक्ट
something like even 2 years when COVID comes to handle
Oh,
it,
that was a
come out
difficult
of it,
time.
it's crazy because for us, right, we are trying to maintain the continuity of every child year on year. Now, in that, if 2 years, if a child has not played and multiple thousand children have not played,
Hmm.
It's almost as if starting back from scratch, right? Because
Correct.
like a child from 9 years to 11 years completely has changed.
Yeah,
From 11
yeah,
to 13 completely has changed. So it becomes very, I mean, at the end of the day, if this has to see the light of day, if the dream has to become true, then you have to even convert it into a self-sustainable business, right, for it to run. So then that's when you can achieve your dream or your passion. And I think that's really what our entire team, day in and day out, tries to do. I mean, I'm sitting here, but there's Vishwas. We both have founded this company. He's not around here today, but we both have founded this company. And 7 years back is where we started. So there's uh, I mean, it's easy, it's easier said than done. Let's just put it
yeah,
there.
yeah. Correct. No, no, I can totally relate to that because Bridge is also close to 5 years old, and yeah, pandemic was definitely a difficult time. We all were struggling for survival, so I can totally relate to what you're saying. And I just picked up one line from one of your previous statement was that you said अगर कुछ भी मल्टी स्पोर्ट में करना है इन इंडिया इट इज़ एक्सट्रीमली डिफिकल्ट and I totally get that because we at Bridge we cover multi sports, Olympic sports, lesser known sports. I know my reasoning because I'm into media, but I would love to hear from you. Why do you say so that अगर multi sport में कुछ करना है तो it is difficult?
सी डिफिकल्ट कभी कभी क्या होता है, लॉजिस्टिकली थोड़ा डिफिकल्ट होता है। और अगर हम स्कूल लेवल पे काम कर रहे हैं तो मल्टीपल स्कूल के बोर्ड्स के कैलेंडर्स को अलाइन करना डिफिकल्ट होता है। मल्टीपल देर आर मल्टीपल एसोसिएट, वी वर्क विद इन द इकोसिस्टम ऑफ इंडियन स्पोर्ट, राइट? वी डोंट वर्क आउटसाइड ऑफ इट। So we work very closely with all these district level associations, state level associations, national federations, wherever required, right? So to align all of them, and I can tell you that the entire ecosystem is working really hard to do that. Now, why multi-sport, right? So if I have to look at school sport, and if I have to think back, to say that what was school sport or what is school sport, छोटी छोटी टूर्नामेंट सब जगह हुआ करती थी।
Annual
फुटबॉल
sports हर
अपनी
जगह होता है।
करेक्ट, जो सब जगह
Yeah,
होता है।
yeah,
फुटबॉल टीम अपनी तरफ जाती थी, बैडमिंटन टीम अपनी तरफ जाती थी। तो ऑब्वियसली सब अपनी अपनी मैचेस खेलते थे। बहुत बार मैचेस टाइम पे शुरू नहीं होती। कभी इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर नहीं होता है, तो कभी टेक्निकल ऑफिशियल्स नहीं होते हैं, तो कभी ट्रांसपेरेंसी नहीं होता है। वो तरह तरह की चीज़ें चलती थी, राइट? पर अगर एक रेडिकल ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन लाना था, अगर और देन यू सॉ दैट बिटवीन द एज ऑफ 12 to 16 ऑल द किड्स ड्रॉप्ड ऑफ प्लेइंग स्पोर्ट, राइट? क्योंकि
right.
पढ़ाई आ जाती थी। So I said that आज इंटरनेशनल एथलीट्स को क्या मिलता है? दे गेट द मोस्ट अमेजिंग atmosphere, that is the most amazing stadiums to play. They have people cheering them. They have the their data, statistics, analytics, videos, etc. are captured, and that is what their actually that certificate means to
Yeah,
them, right? And then there is glory, there is pride. It's an emotion at the end of the day, right? Sport is an emotion, right? And we play with so much heart, we play with so much effort. And if we as administrators cannot at school, if we can give that same professional standard sporting experience to all our school children across all disciplines of sport, right? You know that no talent can then go amiss. Sometimes
correct.
what happens, right, at district level, state level, only one child from a school can participate in one age group, only two children can participate. तो बाकी के 99.9% don't get that opportunity, right? So to make that as a radical transformation and to say that, boss, when school sports is happening, the best talent in the industry should be working on school sports, the best service providers should be delivering school sports, the best stadiums should open up for our school children, right? The best technical officials, the highest standards, practices, equipment, etc. should be coming here. Then you will see that the sport and school sports will, that's the first step of it getting transformed, right? So what we are, our entire effort is to bring school sports to the forefront of the conversation in India, right? सबकी जबान पे क्रिकेट का स्कोर क्या है वो जानना है, तब जाके क्रिकेट जहाँ है वहाँ है, राइट?
Yeah,
अगर सारी स्कूल्स, इंडिया की सारी स्कूल्स बात कर सके कि स्कूल स्पोर्ट में आज क्या हो रहा है, और अगर वो इन्फॉर्मेशन आज चेन्नई के बच्चे को पता चल सके, 10 ईयर ओल्ड को, कि मेरा 100 मीटर्स रिकॉर्ड वर्सेस उत्तराखंड की कोई स्कूल के बच्चे का क्या है, तो उसका जो मैजिक
that's
है, राइट?
revolutionary. Yep.
Yes, and that's really what SFA is trying to do, right? And That's why we are going across the length and breadth of the country, right? I mean, I can keep playing in my school, I can keep playing in my vicinity, locality, within my state also. But if I have to represent India, I need to know what's happening across India.
Right.
How can that come about? Then it has to be a unifying platform that will give that systematization for the right, authentic talent to come out. And that's really what our effort is.
Yeah, yeah, totally. And see, schools are the breeding ground where
Yeah.
kids go, sabse pehle, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
uh,
schools only don't know how much talent that they have, right? If you go to a school and ask them how many girls, how many boys, which sport, which age group are doing what, they don't have an answer.
right,
Can we get
right.
that answer for them?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Absolutely. And now I think one more addition which has happened over the last few years is that all the role models जो winners रहे हैं हमारे various disciplines में, they are also making money, right? So parents are not seeing sports as a pastime anymore, right? They know कि हाँ उनके बच्चे का career भी बन सकता है. So this is where I feel, in fact, I speak to parents often about this topic, and yeah, we have a long way to go, but still we can already see. Or यहाँ पे when parents see that organizations like SFA, you guys are committed and dedicated in this on this space, so definitely they see hope, and they know that okay, this is something which is possible. There is a roadmap for their children to become champions of the country.
Yes, yes, that definitely keeps us going. But one thing I would like to say out here that sports is also like education, right? Today, when you send, every parent's effort is to send his or her child to the best school, not to
Right.
come first, but to have a great experience at studying over those 10 years that they study, right? कि अच्छी स्कूल में जाएगा तो अच्छे अच्छे एनवायरनमेंट में पढ़ेगा, दैट इज माय बेस्ट चांस. कमिंग फर्स्ट इज अ बाय प्रोडक्ट ऑफ इट, राइट? तो और फिर 10 years के बाद एजुकेशन करूँगा, तब जाके मैं लाइफ के कोई भी sphere में I'll be able to then start getting a job or earning money, as you said, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
sports also, I think it's very important for all our parents and all to also understand that let this be a journey, let this unfold, let
hmm,
my child uh, decide what he or she wants to do. So give them a little bit of that free mind to go and play. That's also, I think, very important. While the process is that everyone goes to school because they want to make a life. So everyone plays sport also to ultimately make a life. Uh, right, in whichever way. I mean, because sports say तुम athlete तो बन ही पाओगे, but now there are so many peripheral careers in sport that
yeah,
you can play, right? What you and me are doing. I was a national level swimmer, right? And
yeah,
say maybe you also must have played so much sport
yeah.
in your past. So there's a full blown ecosystem around it, right? So
Totally,
that,
I
that
agree, and I think we can go on, and we have. I'm sure we'll catch up soon, and we'll have a lot more conversation offline.
yeah.
But just share with our audience how your collaborations with IOA and Olympics and CWG and upcoming Asian Games. So, how does it help a platform like SFA?
See, it helps platform. It helps the ultimate goal of a platform like SFA, right? Which says "Ab jitega India," right?
Hmm. Very
So
powerful line.
I think we came up with that line also saying that if we can channelize as much energy as possible at the school level, at the grassroots level, then and over a period of time consistently and radically transform that space, is the day where India should dream of being on top of the global sporting map.
Yeah,
Without that, we can keep thinking we'll win the Olympics and all that, but it's a process, right? It's a 10-year, 15-year, 16-year
correct.
journey. Like the culture has to come about. So that's really what it does. It gives our commitment that much more uh, force. It because all the stakeholders that are working around Indian sport are crucial,
Yeah.
to India's sporting fabric, right? And I
Yeah.
must say that over the last 5 7 years, we have genuinely seen that change come about in large portions as a positive change, right? And when it comes to the Olympics, when it comes to the Khelo India games, where we are trying to support the Indian team at the Olympics, or when we are trying to, support the Khelo India youth games, is to reiterate this fact that our commitment to grassroots level sport is total. Our commitment to, radically transforming the space of school sport and thereby grassroots level sport is total. uh, we will continue to do that, right? And that's really the benefit that we get out of it. Other than
Hmm.
it, I'm sure we are enabling a little bit for the IOA, for the Sports Authority of India in our small little capacity that we can. We were a startup. We didn't start off with any money bags or anything of that sort, right? I mean,
Hmm.
we really worked hard to get to where we are. We are as much fun as we have, but we are complete, like the entire team that works at SFA. I mean, most of our team members today that are actually taking the organization forward are also been with us for the last 5 and 6 years, right? We've seen some of the toughest times that we could have, right? Because it's not I'll tell you probably
Yeah.
often,
Yeah.
it takes a lot
Yeah.
to get to where we are today, right? It's literally like that. So
Yeah. I think in the next after 1 decade, no, up you can do is you can change the tagline from "Ab jeetega India" to "Ab jeet raha hai India." You can do that. Yeah, yeah,
yeah, I
um,
think we can do that.
yeah.
It'll be good. I mean, so,
So Rishi, one last question from my end is that which should help our listeners, because the listeners probably they are athletes or they are parents of kids who are into sports, right? So if any viewer who is watching and they want to reach out to SFA or understand how this can benefit SFA can benefit them, what is the process?
see, I think first it's very important for y- I think schools and parents to understand what SFA does first. It's We are an out and out professional competitions platform that does competitions with a scientific approach. We have created technology at our back end that is mapping the talent across the country, right, through our own competitions. Every time two children play, we are making sure that we are mapping all the possible parameters of those two children at an SFA championship. And obviously the videos of every single game are recorded. Since 7 years we've been doing that. We didn't even have service providers at that point in time who could record all these 30 plus disciplines of sport that we do. And once we kind of map that, that's when the journey actually starts to begin, right? I don't want to sit out here and advise anybody that, okay, do this, train here, go here, play here, eat this, don't eat this. It doesn't work like that. We are not we are not the nutritionists, or we are not the trainers who are going to do that. But we are a platform that is giving the power back into the hands of the parents and the children and the coaches and the schools, right? Saying that, we are empowering with you with your sports CV or your sports certificate that is out there in flesh and blood. Nobody can ever deny or define that, right? I mean, you are playing and that's I don't, so removing that element of doubt, creating that transparency, also solving problems such as age forging and all of that at a very early age.
Yeah.
Once a child is played with SFA, I don't think he or she can ever forge their ages again, because we have it all recorded and captured, which so uh, you know that starts to happen. And as we aggregate more and more data is where we understand the intelligence that we start getting, right, about, say, how many girls, how many boys, in which pockets, in which age groups are playing what sport, what are the grading levels of each of these athletes, and thereby how can we channelize these athletes, to the right training academies, or to the right services in sport, or to the right sports scientists wherever required. That's really what uh, the backbone of our platform kind of does, right? And as that's the reason why I tell you that, those 2 years of COVID as a break, obviously it hits the business really hard, but at the same time, the continuity that we must achieve to channelize these children correctly is also crucial to the plan.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And also with the implementation of advanced technology, our system will become smarter and smarter with time. So
Yeah, that's exactly what we're trying to do. See this problem, right? To be able to solve this problem at scale, at high quality, is the challenge. To
mhm.
solve it for a small group of children, to solve it for one sport in a small group of children, is very different from trying to decentralize,
Yeah.
this entire puzzle of sport, because today every child, right, my parents are like, मैं कहाँ भेजूँ? They everybody wants to do it.
Hmm.
Everybody wants to do something with sport. So can we be a little bit of a guiding path to get them going? Is really what our entire endeavor is, right?
Yeah, and that too, like, see, our India's population and the diversity of the kids coming from different states and different parts of the country, a lot of other varied factors are there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and of providing, the best sporting experience at the most affordable prices, is also something that, we make sure that
Hmm.
no child should go miss. Everyone should get a chance. So
Hmm.
that's something that must happen. So
Yeah, yeah. Great. Thank you, Rishi, for having this conversation with us. And we wish SFA all the very best for the way ahead. And keep up the good work and
thank
stay connected. Thank you.
thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you everyone, whoever listened. Thank you. Bye.